Hi everyone, I'm Jamie. This is a Dead by Daylight tier list, and I don't even know where to go about describing this one, but basically, when I was on stream yesterday, I played several games against the Knight, which if you don't know is the newest killer in DBD. He's right here. And basically, I got very, very mad because I find this new killer so painfully boring to go against that I took a break from streaming, and me and my chat together made this tier list of basically just how boring each killer is to face, ranging from fuck off to woo, I would die for you, which is basically just like, these are the killers that are the most fun to go against. So these are the killers that are most fun to go against, this is the killer that is most boring to go against, and we basically did it like that. Like, we took a break because we were all sick of the Night, and we made this tier list. And basically what I wanted to do for today's YouTube video is to put up the creation of this tier list. That was my plan for today's video because I thought it was funny. But I was playing copyrighted music the entire time and fucked up making my OBS not put that on the VOD. So if I were to put up the creation of the tier list as a YouTube video, I would have Taylor Swift's lawyers coming after me, and I don't want that because Taylor Swift's lawyers are terrifying. And yeah, I don't want that. So I just thought I don't want to make the tier list again, so I'm just going to put up this tier list. This is the tier list, and I'm going to just briefly talk about like what the thinking was going into this. So starting at the top, because I kind of want to finish on a high, I kind of want to finish talking about the most fun killers. But basically, Pinhead is miserable to go against. Pinhead is miserable to go against. His box is annoying. Every time you try and solve it, it just stops you with fucking chains every 2 seconds. And his power is just, I don't know, it's just so demoralizing to go against. It's just, you get hit with chains, you slow to basically a crawl, and then he hits you with that bland look on his face, and I don't know, I just hate him. He infuriates me. Next tier down, we have Make Me Want to Uninstall. I'm kind of going to go through this, sort of quickly, because I don't want to, make one of those tier lists that's, 3 hours long. So, no offense to the tier lists that are 3 hours long, it's just, if I talk for that long, my voice will completely disintegrate. I'm not very good at talking for that long, and also I'm asthmatic, so I don't know, the way that I talk kind of without breathing, and if I do that for too long, I probably will faint because of asthma. Yeah, the way I talk and my lungs just don't compute. But anyway, so Make Me Want to Uninstall only has 2 characters in it. It's the Hag and the Knight, because I cannot deal with how bland games against these characters are. The Hag will select a 3-gen at the start of the game. She will trap the shit out of it. Anytime you step foot in there, she will pop at you and hit you. Mostly, she will abandon the chase immediately to just go back to her 3-gen. She will not run outside of her 3-gen, and she will just protect that. And if you get hooked inside of her 3-gen, you die, because she will put 87 traps around the hook, and you just fucking dead. So the Hag is boring, and also when you trigger one of her traps, she, the camera just makes you spin and look at the trap, and then, I don't know, it's infuriating. And the Knight is just boring as you get to a loop, he drops his guard, and you have to leave the loop. And if there's not a connected loop, or if you're in a corner, you die. There's no counterplay, there's just die, If there's no connected loop, you die. Because if you try and hold W somewhere else, he can just hit you. Because his power is to stop you playing the game. And it's so boring. It's so boring. And with the changes they made since the BTB, they've only made it worse. And, oh my god, it's just, I went against 8 Knights yesterday, and it was so boring. And I said in my video talking about the Knight that basically he can now, people have also figured out that you can use the guards to face camp. So basically you put a guard in front of the hook, and he will attack anyone he tries to save. Now, there is the fact that when you unhook, the guard disappears, because if the guard is chasing somebody who unhooks, then they disappear. That's just part of their function, part of the way they work. But what it does do is, when that guard is alerted to a survivor's presence, the knight will come back because they know somebody's saving. So it's like you almost have to 1-for-1 every single time, because once the guard gets triggered, the knight knows where you are and knows you're about to save, so he can just kill you in a 1-for-1. And oh my god, everything about his kit is so boring. And he's been out 3 days, and I already want him gone or changed or something. He's so boring. But yeah, I've talked about him for a while because he's the reason that this tier list even exists. But he's still not as bad as Pinhead or Hag. It's close between him and Hag. It's close, but it's not quite there. Yawning noise is basically just the tier of, it's fine. It's all right. It's not very fun. But it's not too bad. It's kind of just, it's boring, but I can get by. It doesn't make me want to throw my entire computer out of the window and then follow it through. That's not what this tier is. This just like it's not all right, but it's there. It's happening. It'll end eventually, and with the nurse, it obviously varies. If it's a really good nurse, there's still just yawning noise, to be honest, because like the nurse is weird, because if it's a good nurse, she'll end the game in 2 seconds anyway, and it'll be a boring game. If it's a bad nurse, you'll end the game in 2 minutes because you'll do all the gens and leave because she can't catch you. So yeah, nurses yawning noise either way. Twins all play the same way. Dredge, I hate Nightfall. I can't see shit. I don't know where I'm going, and it feels arbitrary. It doesn't feel like he has to earn it at all. It just kind of happens, even though he does kind of have to earn it by hitting people. I don't know. It just feels bleh. Trapper, I just spend the whole time looking at the floor because I always get caught in traps. Freddy, yeah, alright, is basically, this is fine. This is fine. This is okay. I'm not having an amazing time, but, this is okay. I can play the video game with these characters, I can play the video game with them, The Knight has made me appreciate that the artist actually has counterplay. Maybe that was the point of the Knight, to make people realise the artist isn't that bad. And, actually has some fun elements to her kit that the Knight just doesn't have. So, because, when you get to a loop against the artist, she puts a bird in the pallet, and hits you if you try to go back to the pallet, and if you don't, she hits you. She'll hit you with the birds, or she'll hit you with her arm. But, at least you can try and juke that. You can do something to it. You can try and, FOV tech her to make her swing, and then you can, duck through the other side of the bird. There's stuff you can do. You don't just have to leave the loop. And she has long range shots she can go for. She's not as bad. The Knight has made me realize that the artist isn't actually that bad. And the rest, M1 Killer, Wraith, gives you plenty of warning when he's nearby, so you can try and go somewhere to it feels like there's engagement between you and the Wraith. Blight depends on his add-ons. If it's Compound 33 Alchemist Ring, good fucking luck. There's no counterplay there. But it can be fun. It can be fun going against a Blight. Same with Slinger, Bubba, Trickster, Clown, and Legion. I honestly think if Clown and Legion weren't some of my favourite killers to play, they would probably be lower, but I feel an attachment to them, and I know a lot of the counterplay because I've played so much Clown and Legion, so I feel like they're in yeah alright just because I've played a lot of them and I feel attachment to them. So a bit of bias coming through there. The next tier, pardon me, the next tier is very weird because I'm pretty sure that I have undiagnosed autism. So I get a thing called auditory overload, where basically if there's a lot of sounds in my ear, I kind of shut down. And it makes me, like, well, not shut down immediately, but it makes me panic. It makes me hyper aware. I'm hypersensitive. I can't focus. And basically, you know, the end result is I just shut down and stop functioning. These two killers create a lot of noise in my ears when I'm trying to play. The Doctor with his shocking and his muttering, and when you're in Madness Tier 3, you know, it's like a constant low level, and it's horrible. And the Plague is the same with the throwing up noises to a lesser extent. So these two, I like their gameplay. It's just I can't have fun against them because I just can't, because my brain starts screaming when all their noises take effect. So they would be fun if it wasn't for all the noises, so they're in kind of a weird middling tier. All of these killers in the bottom tier here, in the woo, I would die for you tier, are just Giga Chads. Like, I fucking love playing against these killers. Love it. Like, Pig, she's fun. Gives you plenty of warning when she's in a stealth to, like, do something about her. You know, she has a lot of counterplay. Most of it's because she's really bad, but I think even if they buffed her, she would still be fun because she has a lot to her kit. Demo, everybody knows Demo's a good boy. Everybody knows Demo is a good boy. He's one of the most balanced killers in the game. Solid. Sadako, again, lots of warning for when she's in a stealth. Like, if you're paying attention, you can, you know, avoid where she's coming from. M1 killers are just generally fun to play the game with because, you know, they play the video game. And then you have the other end of the scale, Huntress. She's fun because she's a ranged killer. She has lots that she can do at different loops, but she has counterplay, like, you know what you're doing with her. You know, you can dodge the hatchets, you can do mind games with her, she plays the video game. I think that's one of the main things about, like, the killers at the top. They don't play the video game. They just don't. They're just like, nah, fuck it, we're going to play our own thing. We're just going to do our own thing. And that's not Dead by Daylight. I want to play Dead by Daylight, you know? And they don't play it. So, Oni, awesome. Lots of counterplay. You can deny his first hit, deny his power. You can juke his power. It's just like all the killers in here just share a common thread that they are strong, you know, if played right, but they have counterplay, you know. They play the video game. They play Dead by Daylight, and that's what I want to play. And then you have the cluster of killers here that we kind of just agreed on stream that they're fun and also fuckable. So they're here. We're just going to skim past that. But yeah, they're fun and fuckable. They're the double F. So that's where they stand. And then Billy. I'm not going to elaborate on that. They're fun and fuckable. And then there's Billy, who, honestly, I went against a Billy yesterday, and they were a fucking cracked Billy. They were curving around stuff. They were trying all this crazy shit, and like my chat noticed, like one of my longtime viewers, Emmy, noticed that like they could hear the joy in my voice when I was playing against Billy, because it's just so fun. We got annihilated. Like, don't get me wrong, we got fucking destroyed. Like, this Billy annihilated us. But it was so fun. And it was just a joy to watch him do his thing. It was a joy to experience. You know? And, you know, that we could have done something if we were better. If we were better survivors, we could have done something about it. But, you know, I that's the difference between, you know, between killers at the bottom of this list and killers at the top. If you're good, you can do shit, you know? I get that Pinhead's a bit of an anomaly. Like, you can do shit against Pinhead. He has lots of counterplay, and he does play the video game, but I hate him. So that's kind of why he's in his own tier. Just fuck off. But yeah, that game I played against Billy gave me so much joy. gave me so much joy. I might put up that video. I might put up that game next week or something, because that was so much fun. That was so much fun. So yeah, Billy mains are Giga Chads, and they deserve all the love. We must protect Billy mains. We must protect them because they are the best of us, and they need all the love because they are an endangered species. And honestly, I think it would be so good for the game if they got rid of the overheat mechanic, because then more people would play Billy. Because, you know, Billy used to be quite prevalent before his nerf. Like, his add-ons did need a look at because they were ridiculous, some of them. But I feel like the overheat mechanic drove away a lot of Billies, and we need more Billies. So remove the overheat mechanic, and more people will play Billy, and the game will be saved. And delete these 3. He's been out 3 days and I want him gone. Oh, he's so boring. But yeah, this is what we did on stream for like half an hour, because we went against so many knights, and the knight is boring as fuck, and I hate him. And yeah, I can't believe how boring this killer is. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on how cool Billies are and praise Billy mains, because Billy mains are awesome, and Billy mains, we love you. We love you. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. This was a bit of a weird one, I know, but yeah, I wanted to show the creation of this tier list, but sadly I covered it in copyrighted music. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for sticking around. If you stuck around this long through all this unscripted rambling, I love you. And I appreciate you. And yeah, thank you for watching. I should be doing it right now, actually, because this video will go up at 8 o'clock. I'm doing Drunk by Daylight on Twitch right now. I'm doing Drunk by Daylight. I'm playing Dead by Daylight and drinking lots. So come hang out if you've stuck around this long, because you'll probably like my drunken ramblings if you've enjoyed this unscripted nonsense. So yeah, see you there. Much love. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.